to kind of learning how to start playing Bloodborne. Haven't played it in a while, so I am terrible at it. So if you're learning it from me, good luck. In our first video, we went over Central Yharnam, kind of like how to approach the game. The second video, we kind of went through Cathedral Ward and Old Yharnam, kind of showed how those two are kind of connected, how they play into unlocking the main boss for the Cathedral Ward, and then we just died to that boss a few times and decided to move on. So this video will be about Hemwick Charnel Lane. This is an area that is accessible before you kill Vicar Amelia, and it's a very helpful area to go to first if you can't beat her, because it allows you to upgrade your weapon and, you know, get more souls, kill another boss. You can equip glyphs, all kinds of stuff. The enemies here aren't the toughest as far as what it takes to kill them, but they will swarm you, so especially these guys will do kind of a charge where they'll just kind of bump you. It doesn't do a ton of damage, but it can kind of stagger you and open you up. This thing I just picked up was twin bloodstone shards. We're going to hopefully get 16. We'll probably end up with enough to get the first 2 upgrades, but that's totally fine. Said wipe out all the enemies here, you'll get a lot of XP that way. This thing is for chalice diamonds. Not super necessary, but more cold blood. There's guys that way. There's another way to get up back here. There's not as many people here. If you're just trying to run through, that's the big deal. Ow. Pick a lane. If you cut right here, here's your next 2 blood shards. That's what she gets, honestly. I'm going to clear the area so we can go back and look at where those actually are. Because that will be important to know. He's got the same parry timing as every other brute. He's just got more health, so you gotta do it twice. There's no reason not to just kind of take it easy, be patient, and wait for an attack you're comfortable with. So that got more chaotic than I really like. So, you come up, you see the tree, you got 2 options of how you want to come up. If you come up this way, or the other way, it doesn't really matter. After you go up the next set of stairs, you just kind of turn right here, kind of hug this wall, and then there's just a little alcove, and it'll be right here. That's your second set of twin bloodstone shards. This is your first minor shortcut. Just hit that button and bounce right off. That elevator goes back to that area to the right of the entrance. If we die, you'll see it. She is a chubby enemy. It's gonna get kind of tough to kind of fight all these guys in here. A dog jumps off of here, just kind of walk and roll when he does. That area can get really tricky, sometimes it's best, like I said, just know when to avoid it. If your weapon has a triangle slot, which mine does not, you can walk across these beams. I think the axe is a triangle slot, for instance. And then right here is an adept. Oh, nope, it's deal. I was wrong. The adept is just thrust. It's useless. For some reason, the camera on beams, it makes the camera to the side. And that way, I missed something very important. So we're going to do a quick quit out. Ooh, wow, my wife just sneezed really loud. You okay? Yeah, no, she's fine. It was a sneeze. In this area, there's one of those little creepy crawly guys that drops shards. We want to kill him because we need his stuff. So we're gonna. You can hear him clicking around right now. If you miss one of these guys, you can just reload. Go right back to him. That's our next two. So right now we should have 6, I think. No, we have 8. Right, because we got 2 in the Cathedral Ward, which we found in our last video, if you guys want to check that out. Hammer person. If you're into killing people. I don't mean, you know what I mean. Oh my God. So you can jump down here to avoid this, but you end up with a lot of dogs. It's not worth it. It'll never be worth it. Tried to do a grab attack. Never get grabbed if you can help it. Have to deal with her later. Right here, next set of twin bloodstone shards. That'll make 10. Just for the audacity of trying to grab me. How dare she, honestly, honestly. This is the second major shortcut. And again, we've got a number of souls. We are going to go, it won't be enough. We're going to go upgrade our weapon and then come back. And then that'll be a good way to show you how the shortcuts actually work. All dogs go to hell. In FromSoft games. Good boys in real life all go to heaven. This is known. So again, the two numbers you need to look at are the physical attack bonus and the scaling bonus, which is the plus. So the physical attack 126 is what it will go up to, and then plus 33 for the next one. Currently it is at 117 and 29. So the reason the scaling bonus goes up is because if you look down at the attribute bonuses, anything that's blue goes up. So even though it stays at D and E, it's like a higher version of D, like it's a higher percent. So instead of 29, we get an extra 4 points of damage just for our strength bonus, our scaling, on top of going up, more than 14 points for Well, I think 12 points. So we'll do that, and then this next one is 135 plus 36. So another 3 points from scaling, and another 9 points on just base damage. And as you can see, most of your damage is going to come from just upgrading your weapon, more so than scaling. Because again, on the next upgrade that we can't afford, we would only get another 3 points from that, but we got another 9 points. So 3 times as much damage increase from upgrading than from scaling. Let's see, we can almost two-shot this lady now. We're not going to use the bigger one just because we know that it's not going to be enough. We're going to go straight to 20. Oh, goodness gracious. Back to Hemwick. Now, the boss in this next area has a very interesting mechanic in that if you have less insight, they summon less help. We're not going to really worry about it. Again, just run through. Once you get past the enemies, it's good to let your run recharge for a second. And again, you can just juke past basically everybody. Oof. I say right before not being able to juke past a guy and dying. I'm getting those 600 souls back. Actually, I might not. By the way, that first shortcut we opened is right back here. It's this elevator. We're not going to go up it because we have a better shortcut now. But if you just unlocked it, that's where it is. If you die before opening of the big shortcut. Again, for running through, I find that that is a little bit easier. Let him get to a little bit of a spot before juking him. Stick to the left here. Go around them. Inside this chest is a triangle gem. If you roll through these barrels, it drops. And again, if you miss them, that's fine, because you can just do a quit out, and it'll respawn them. he is. So we should be at 4 now. Yeah, we'll need 4 more to be able to upgrade to +6, but that's okay. This boss is also interesting because she's invisible. So you gotta be able to find her. Wow, that was rude. It typically won't open with that attack. The other trick to this boss is there's 2 of them. These guys are very slow, but once they get going, they tend to be very quick. They're easy to stagger. Like I said, if you get your weapon up to +5, you can usually go straight through them without too much trouble. We're going to leave her alone for just right now. I'm going to go try to find the other one. Just saw her right here. Now, her health bar won't show up. The thing is if you don't kill her fast enough, then the other one will respawn, and you don't want that. So ideally what you'll do is figure out which one's which. Oh, I messed it up. But again, it's fine, this boss isn't really that hard. Ah. Luckily we got some vitality upgrades, so we had enough health to kind of tank through that. So we're going to run away and heal up real quick. And we are going to do a landing attack. Get away from all this nonsense. See, once they get all attacky, so this fight is really just about managing these guys. You don't want a bunch of them running around when you're trying to fight the witches. They can be very hard to deal with once they start moving around. The witches, even when you get an eye on them, like, they can move around. So now we're going to look, see if we can see where she pops up. See, back there. One hit and she's done. And after you're done with that fight, you run back here. Rune Workshop. Tool. That'll let you equip those rooms we've been talking about. Rooms. Runes. So the blood gems we talked about in the first or second video. The runes we'll go ahead and talk about now. You put them on here. And the one we really have right now is called a Communion. It lets me hold one more blood vial, which is actually very nice. So we're going to go ahead and get up a lot. Actually leave that menu. Go here. Buy a blood vial. And I mean a bullet. Another thing about the insight vendor. Any human enemy you beat, any like big named one, like a boss or whatever, you can usually buy their armor here. So like Gascoigne, the first major boss, you can buy his getup using insight. I don't know if there's any insight weapons or keys. You can buy some materials through here, but most of it's going to be this stuff in here. Like you can buy pungent blood cocktails. This is the only place where you can buy the beast blood pellets later on. You can get the sinister resonant bell if you're into that kind of thing. Definitely doesn't have as much as the regular blood echo vendor, but the stuff it has is a lot more specialized and a lot more kind of useful stuff. Like the beast blood pellets. If you're trying to just out DPS a boss, there's really nothing better than beast blood. You can jack you up real quick. We'll go ahead and ring that beckoning bell just to see if anybody shows up. We're tearing through enemies a little bit quicker now as a result of our weapon being more powerful. Wow, I didn't know I would get that. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Alright. Do I only have 10 blood vials? That's going to be a huge problem. Kind of grinding echoes, kind of grinding materials, kind of stalling for time while I wait for somebody to join up. Nah. And now we'll see if all of our detour made any difference at all. Let her make the first move. Bunch of terrible first moves. being stronger made no difference. No, long term it will. If you look, like her health chunked down a lot better than it was before. Like I only hit her a couple of times with the weakest of attacks. We'll keep bringing it, but we're not going to stop and wait around. And again, I'm not using any tools. I mean, I'm out of fire paper, but I'm not going to even bother with beast blood pellets or Molotov cocktails, anything like that. Pure tactics. I dodged. I don't like that corner. Never double hit. There we go. There we got her front arm. She's going to be a bit more flaily. That was me getting greedy. Oof. Stay at full health here. That, heal up. I don't know why I didn't dodge that, but I didn't. Comes jump probably. If you get like that, it's not worth it to just try and attack through it. Get space and heal up. And you get her. Just stick to your guns, be safe, be patient, pick your attacks, stick to your plan, don't get greedy, and just do the work. To unlock the next area of the game, which will be the Forbidden Forest, or Forbidden Woods, I forget what they call it. It's a forbidden place that has a ton of trees in it. You gotta talk to this skull and watch this cutscene, which we'll skip, because who cares? I'll show you how to get there. We'll get to the first lamp and we'll call it quits for this video. I would highly recommend taking your echoes back to base and leveling up at this point, but I'm a crazy person Now that the Viker's dead, the Giants are all sad, so instead of roaming around, they're all kneeling. It's one of the interesting world changes. Makes it a little bit quieter. If you remember this area from the second video, this is where we got our second blood gem. More antidotes indicating that this area back here that we're going to, with all the windmills, is a poison kind of area. Too spooky. Missed the roll on that one, but that's fine. Nope. It's down further. One. How many do we need? I'm bad at keeping track of this. We need 3 more. Bottles of poop at me. I think up here is just another triangle blood gem if you follow this path around. It's guarded by a big guy. I haven't really gone through here a lot. I don't really find this to be worth doing, just so you know it's there. But yeah. Especially early on, those guys aren't really worth tackling. There's certainly nothing you need back there. The first lamp is just past those guys. Let me use the lamp. Oh no! I summoned somebody. Okay, so I'm gonna be kind of a jerk. You know, we'll go with it. This will be a Forbidden Woods slash Forbidden Hemwick Charnel lane. So that's what happens if you forget to turn your bell off. Over there is some, whatchamacallit, some bone marrow ash. It increases the damage of your guns. Not super useful unless you're using a blood build. It's very useful for the cannon. Having a partner for this really just makes it trivial. More blood twin shard there. Ooh, wish I could talk. Well, he died, but we're still gonna press on. Right. Before you go down into all that nonsense where that twin bloodstone shard is, you can come up here, fight this guy, take a trade, you get it all back, it's fine. And with a combo, he dropped a twin bloodstone shard, so I'm getting real close now. I need 1 more. And there's 3 back here, if you can believe it. And you know what? We never went back and and spent our things because that guy showed up. That's what happened. That's the next lesson. Don't get too distracted while you have 25,000 blood echoes on you. So we're going to go ahead and level up, and then level our weapon, and then kind of actually call it. That's actually really good that we poked our head in there. So this is the DLC item, the Eye of the Blood-Drunk Hunter. Beckons hunters to the hunter's nightmare. A deformed creature will whisk you away outside Odin Chapel. We'll get there. We're going to be able to two-shot her after this. I guarantee it. Fortify weapon. Numero 6. Now we need bloodstone chunks. We don't get those until quite a bit later on, so don't hold your breath. We'll just level these evenly. That's what we'll do. Yeah. Yeah. And we will blot. Oh, well, we only have 9 health files. I don't like that. Now we have exactly 21. Alright, and we're going to leave off there. Later.